Sports City, chefs, Sports City, chefs. Yeah. Cabby, Taj.
What's going on, Sports City? It's your boy Sirius back with another edition of Finger Foods, an exclusive here on Sports City Chefs and SportsCityChefs.com. As I customly say before we get started, if you're not currently a subscriber, I would definitely urge you guys to become a subscriber. Hit that post notification and that bell and be notified every time we post. We are also on a plethora of different social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So if you enjoy the content that we bring to you on a regular basis, I would definitely urge you guys to become a follower and interact with us every time we post. Those of you guys that know me know that I pull no punches, I spare no feelings, and I really shoot straight from the hip. These thoughts and these feelings are those of my own and do not represent the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Tennessee Titans, or Sports City Chef as a company. I had to take some time away from doing these finger foods after that Minnesota Vikings game. I was able to get away and kind of gather my thoughts. But before I start talking about Tennessee, I did want to go back and just briefly touch on the Minnesota Vikings game. And to be honest with you, that game kind of mirrored how our season has unfolded. We are a tale of two different halves. We can't stop the run. We are dead last against the run. Our offense takes forever to get going, thus putting us in a significant hole that we eventually attempt to crawl out of. And we just don't play gap discipline and gap sound football right now. All of that was on display in Minnesota when we were taking on the Minnesota Vikings last Thursday night. Actually, a week ago from Thursday. I have to tip my cap to them. They managed to out-coach us, outplay us, outfight us every 50-50 ball that was up for grabs. They got. Justin Jefferson was running wild in our secondary, which I told you guys would be a problem. They did manage to get Dalvin Cook back, and he ran for close to 200 yards during that ball game. I'm not letting the score be a deterring factor or giving me some type of accolades or praise for how well we fought back. That game was piss poor on both sides of the ball, and we need to play better. Now, looking ahead to what took place Sunday in Heinz Field against the Tennessee Titans, once again, this game played out as a tale of two halves. We couldn't move the football with any type of regularity. We managed a total of 3 points in the first 30 minutes of this ball game. We couldn't run it. We couldn't throw it. Offensive line was giving up instant pressures, so we weren't able to generate any type of offense, any type of traction. As a matter of fact, for the totality of the game, Najee Harris ran for a grand total of 18 yards on 12 carries. This man averaged 1.5 yards a tote. I could do that, and I ain't played football in almost 5-6 years. That's unacceptable. I really don't care who you are, what you claim to be. You can't run the ball that badly and win ball games in this league. Period. Big Ben didn't turn the ball over. Was 16 for 25 for 148, and I got into a altercation or a conversation with a fellow Steelers fan of mine. He can only do what he can do. When you have zero time to survey a field and throw the ball down the field, you're going to dink and dunk, and some passes are going to be erratic. If it wasn't for Chris Boswell being as good as he is, this game would have been much worse than it actually was. Defensively, man, we gave up another 100-yard rusher. The bend but don't break mantra that we have grown accustomed to using a season ago came to fruition here. We managed to only give up 13 points in a ball game, and this Tennessee Titans team didn't score the whole second half at all. Their 13 points came in the first half. They went to halftime with a 13-3 lead and didn't score again. So we managed to give up some yards, but we were opportunistic. We created a climate that produced splash, as Mike Tomlin would say, with our defense. We tackled. We were around the football. And I don't know if that was more how bad the Tennessee Titans played or what the Steelers did. I want to believe that was more what the Steelers were able to accomplish because ultimately they were able to shed blocks a little bit better. They were able to get into the backfield. They were, living in Tannehill's face a good portion of that game. TJ Watt broke the sack record. And I mean, I don't know what else this guy needs to do to win the Defensive Player of the Year award. He's been on this type of a trajectory and playing this type of ball for several years now, and no disrespect to the guy out in LA, he's done it, and he's done it well. So salute to him. It was good to get Joe Hayden back in the stadium with the helmet. His contributions were definitely on display throughout that ball game, including the game-saving tackle that he made on that fourth down play. It was good to get Highsmith back in the ball game after he were down a week ago. It was just good to have our guys back on defense. Again, we got some stuff to shore up, but it was good to see a good portion of our guys back. Looking ahead to Kansas City, like Mike Tomlin said in his press conference on Tuesday, this team needs no ringing endorsement from me or anybody else. This is a team that has been in the Super Bowl the past 2 years, and for all intents and purposes, look like they're heading back there with the type of trajectory that these guys are tracking. Whatever ailments they were dealing with in the first half of the season have been corrected. Their defense is flying around and playing opportunistic ball. Patrick Mahomes and company are spreading the ball around. Travis Kelce is the best tight end in football, hands down. There needs to be no argument, no debate on that. What he does after the catch is a highlight reel, if you ask me. And we need to look no further than what he did last Thursday night against the LA Chargers. He racked up almost 200 yards himself. Tyreek Hill, again, need no ringing endorsement from me or anybody else. This dude is a straight burner. 4.2 speed, something that can't be coached. The ball in his hands is a nightmare. And for a team that has struggled to keep a lid on it, this is something that's going to be a big issue if we don't play our cues and pay attention to details this week. We need to do just that. I have a lot of respect for these guys. Andy Reid is one of my favorite coaches. Eric Bieniemy, who, in my opinion, is going to be one of the next great coaches in our game. They have our attention. They have our attention. And we're playing them in their place. So there's a lot to do between now and Sunday. I trust that the Steelers will again be very, 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 very deliberate and very, very intentional on mucking this game up. We need to muck this game up. I wouldn't be mad if it was just like last game was 19-13, 17-14. We need to muck this game up and give ourselves a shot at winning. We can't go point for point with this team. Mike Tomlin said in his press conference on Tuesday, and the losses that the Kansas City Chiefs have had, the opposing team has put up 30 plus. Right now, we have not shown the ability to do that consistently. We came back in some garbage time and put up some points and got us feeling good or whatever the case may be. But in order to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, you have to literally go beat them. And we have yet to quote-unquote beat anybody. Our defense has made some plays. I give us the credit for that. But on the road, in a hostile environment, in December weather football, versus a team that is gearing up for a deep playoff run, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. But in order for us to win this game, we have to muck it up. And I'm looking forward to seeing how well we meet that challenge or how badly we fall short. With that being said, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Please be safe out there. If you're traveling, please do what you need to do to go home to your families and be safe. With that being said, I will catch you guys in the next one. God bless.
Sports City, chefs, Sports City, chefs, yeah. Cabby, Taj.